Hey my friend, this is Darnell, Clarke, your industry leader in his career. Again, hey, the answer man, your career coach. Hey, today's topic is what is the journey of your application when you submit your resume? But before I get started, hey, I got something really special. You have to stay to the end to get it. It's a checklist to get your resume to the point where it's get past the applicant tracking system. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more. Stay to the end. I'm gonna give you a free downloadable checklist document that you can use to make sure that happens. Now, what happens when you submit your resume through an organization electronically and it goes through their organization and you get into their application tracking system? What does that look like, right? Have you ever submitted your resume and you never heard anything back from the organization or the company? And you get so irritated that I crafted all my resume, I spent all this time, I found a perfect position, I submitted my resume, I went through that long, arduous online application process at a company, took me 30, 45 minutes, whatever. I hit the submit button and I never hear anything back. Have you done that before? I certainly did. You used to tick me off, man. You used to just irritate me to no end until I talked to my cousin. My cousin works for HR. She's been in HR for over 20 years, but she is not the upfront recruiter in the organization. She is the back end go-between between the recruiting organization, HR, and the IT organization. And one of her applications that she is responsible for is their application tracking system. So I told her, I'm like, hey man, I'm submitting these resumes, I'm not getting anything back. I think it's so disrespectful that the organization just won't, it don't take that much. She said, Darnell, you need to get over it and get on with it and get used to it. I'm like, whoa man, what's going on? She said, listen, we get thousands of resumes on a daily basis. And the organization, being HR or the applicant tracking system, does not have time to engage with all those thousands of resumes and send each person a thanks but no thank you email. It will bog the system down to its knees, and it would take HR, then that's all we will be doing is contacting people. She said, we're not doing that, so you need to get over it. I said, man, so she said, so what should I do? She said, if you want to get your resume through the application tracking system, here's what you should do. Here's what you should do. She gave me the back end algorithm. So first of all, what is the applicant tracking system? When you submit your resume, it scans it in, it identifies your resume and tries to connect your resume to the actual job announcement. And if you did not customize or tailor your resume to the actual job announcement, it will delete it, it will kick it out, it will push it to the side, it will let the HR person or the hiring authority know that this is not a good fit. It is looking to see, is your resume a fit for that position? And sometimes the application tracking system is geared up that it has to have a 90% fit rate or 100% fit. That means if it's 90% fit, that means 90% of your resume has to fit the actual job announcement. And if it's 100%, then your resume must fit the actual job requirements announcement 100% or we'll kick it out. The black hole that you think that your resume is going to is alive and well. And when you submit your resume and you don't customize it for the actual job announcement, it will not go past it. So here is the process of it. When you submit it, it goes to the applicant tracking system. Depending on the organization, it will either kick it out, put it to the side, or delete it, or send you a thank you but no thank you email. And then once it gets past that, it gets to the HR. HR is not just hiring for one hiring manager. Most of the time they have 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 other hiring managers. All they're trying to do is identify the requirements of the job announcement and eyeball it to see if you have it in your resume. That scan is roughly maybe about a 2 or 3 minute scan. And if it's scanned and if it's successful, the HR pushes it forward to get in front of the hiring manager. Then the hiring manager takes it and scans it. Let me tell you what the hiring manager does. So I was a hiring manager working for IBM, Coca-Cola, GE, Ernst & Young. I was the back end hiring authority looking at those resumes. Those organizations did not hire me to hire people. They hired me to get stuff done. In the midst of getting stuff done, I need people. So I spend 95% of getting things done, because if I don't get that done, they will fire me. I spend 95% of everything I'm doing to get stuff done and only 5% of recruiting. So I always take seconds to look at a resume. So if it gets past the applicant tracking system and it gets past HR and it winds up on my desk, this is exactly what I do. True story. I spend no more than 10 seconds looking at it. I'm looking at it to scan it to make sure that it has the right stuff in there so I can put it to the yes pile so I can go back in the future and read it about 15, 20 minutes. If you make me read it too fast, I will delete it. I want to scan it in the beginning. So if you got all this content in there and there's all this paragraphs and it's not bullets and it's not action driven and I can't see stuff, I'm going to delete it because I don't have time to read it right now, right? And so you have to put your resume into a format where I can scan it. So once it gets in front of me, I scan it for 10 seconds. I put it in the yes pile. If it doesn't get past that, I put it in the no pile. Just like that. That's the first step. The second step is now once it gets past and I am now looking at it and it gets to the yes pile, now I am talking with HR and my team. My team is now being sent this resume, and whoever I think I'm going to be using those people for the interview process, I send that person the resume. They are not there to hire people either. They are not there to look at resumes either. They got to get stuff done too. So if they got to get stuff done and they on a timeline, they're going to push that resume to the side, and I expect it to. So when you submit your resume and you don't hear anything for weeks, that's what's going on in the background. It takes a long time, especially medium and large companies. It takes a long time to go through the process. So don't be put off too much if you haven't heard anything from a large organization when you submitted your resume. It has to go through the process. And then once the process is that once I have deemed that it's a decent fit, we're going to take it to the next level, and my team has deemed it's a decent fit, and the HR has deemed it's a decent fit, then we go to the next step. Once you have been identified that you are not the candidate, I personally, because I get irritated when people don't contact me, I personally shoot an email out that says thank you, but no thank you, right? But if it never gets to me and it is in HR hands, HR has the ability to push out that email, say thanks, but no thank you, or not. And as you know, my cousin says they don't do that. And so that's the process. So if you are not selected, you'll never know anything about it. But if you are selected, then you will get a call or email or text from me or the HR to set up the interview. So that's the journey. That's what happens when you submit your resume. I'm not sure most people know, because you would never know unless you was a back-end hiring authority or you was in HR. So there you go, my friend. So let me recap and give you the 4 steps to the application journey. Step number 1 is that when you submit your resume, it goes through the application tracking system, HR, and then finally to the hiring authority. Step 2 is that once it gets to the hiring authority and I have deemed it necessary that it's a fit, then it goes through a process of HR and the team. And then step 3 is if you have not been selected, you'll get an email saying thank you but no thank you, or you get nothing at all. And then step 4, if you selected, you will get either an email, a call, or a text that lets you know you've been selected for the interview. There you go, my friend. That's how it is. So I told you before, I got something for you. in the description, either up or down, go there and get the perfect resume checklist. It's a 10-step checklist to make sure that you put the right things in your resume at the right time, saying the right thing so it can get past the applicant tracking system. The applicant tracking system is created for one reason only, for elimination. To eliminate as many resumes as possible before it gets to me. You must be able to understand that you must customize your resume to the actual job announcement. If it does not fit, don't submit. That's my phrase, right? Because you'll never get it in front of me, right? You'll never, right? So that's how you do it. I have crafted a 10-step checklist to get your resume to the applicant tracking system. Remember, your resume is created for one thing, not to get the job, but to get an interview. That's it. That's all. Go below or above, click on that link and get your free copy right now. I promise you it will serve you well. So there you go, my friend. If you like this video, click on the like button. If you know somebody that doesn't understand the job journey, the job application journey, which most people don't, send it to as many people as you can. Share it with hundreds and hundreds of people, because people need to know. And next is that if you have any questions, go down to the comment field and give me any question you have, because I'm Darnell Clarke, the answer man. There is not one question that you can ask me that I will not know. Also, from this point on, for the rest of the year, I am coming before you with videos that people wanted me to talk about. If there is a video, a topic that you want to know something about that I haven't talked about already in my YouTube channels, my YouTube videos on my YouTube channel, let me know in the comment field and I will put it together, and before the year's over, I will come before you and the whole YouTube community with that video. And as always, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. So there you go, my friend. That's the application journey. You got to understand it and keep doing it. Go and click on that link and get the understanding so you can put your right resume together to get past the application tracking system. This is Darnell Clarke, your industry leader in this career game, saying whatever you want in life, there's only one thing you could do about it. You got to go get it. So go get your next job. I'll see you later.